Their Cactus Server blends contemporary from the organic materials to create a uniquely South African design. Well, we are referring to design duo Nikhil, Tricam and Nindya Bucktowar from Durban, and they are the owners of Kalki Ceramics, who were recently announced as the overall winners of the 2022 Hot Young Designer Talent Search. The Cactus Server was chosen from over 120 entries into the fourth iteration of the Nando's HYD competition. Now the pair join us on Zoom to tell us more. Lady and gentlemen, a very good morning to Morning Live. I'm going to start with Nikhil. Take us through your journey as an artist and an architect. Where did this love from art and designing stem from?
I think, good morning, viewers, everybody. I think it's a natural extension of design. You know, when you feel the need to express yourself and to create, it's a vocation that you can't help, that just naturally becomes a part of how you express yourself and how you choose to conduct yourself. So after high school, I thought studying architecture at Nelson Mandela University. Halala, guys. Shout out to all my comrades at Nelson Mandela University. It became the natural course to follow. And then what happened was my horizons broadened. I felt the need to create through design, through product design, through the creation of fine art, through leather work, through steel work. And naturally, it just led to where we are now, which is it's an evolving journey. We're not, this is not the end of it. We're still growing. We're still continually creating. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nindya, talk to us about this partnership. How did it come about that you established Kalki Ceramics?
So I also studied at NMU. That's where I met Nikhil, and we naturally, had obviously this education that we got from NMU gave us a very good holistic design education, and a lot of the way we think is very similar. Mm. And it was very obvious that as we got together, we started collaborating on various projects from the beginning. And then when I quit my job, there was an opportunity to take over a glazing factory, and Nikhil was very amped for it. So we went for it. And Kalki Ceramics has been quite an incredible experience, in the manufacturing industry, because it has helped us navigate the design industry in a different level versus being an architect or a product designer. But now you're manufacturing product, and it goes in high-end, restaurants and hotels and houses, and you get to work with incredible designers nationally, which is quite amazing.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the work you entered for this particular competition that we're going to talk about. It's called the Cactus Server. Tell us a little bit about that.
So our design philosophy, our ethos is always about creating things that have a strong tactile and visual experience. And by combining ceramic and steel, we achieve the tactile sense of it, so that it's a living surface combined with an industrial surface. Mm-hmm. The iconography and the images and the forms and colors on there are then inspired by like South African flora and fauna. And like Nindya applied an incredibly acute eye to like creating these patterns and creating these geometries. And then with my conceptual and technical input, we developed it into this thing that's now going to be built, and we can't wait to see it. The beauty of it is that with a ceramic surface, with it being modular, you can change and design patterns and colors to suit the space and to suit the brief. So if your home has a theme that has a lot of natural surfaces and warm tones, it can be done in terracotta with like bronze glazes and brass glazes and ivory glazes, as opposed to like a green theme where you can do pale greens and sage greens and emeralds and stuff. So I think it's the what you see as the server versus what it's going to become is going to be it's going to be an incredible evolution.
I mean, what do you think makes it stand out? I mean, you were chosen amongst, I think, 120 entries, and you won out of that. What makes you makes a Cactus Server so special?
I think it makes it special because of the honesty of its expression, and it's very inspired by the South African landscape, and it uses the two material but celebrates the two material in such an incredible way. And ceramics itself is, you know, currently in the design industry, ceramic, the things that the different companies are doing, ceramics is quite incredible. So, and it's a surface that is so living, you know, if I can use that word, because it reflects its environment. And if you know how ceramics behave, the glazes behave, you can immediately see how beautiful that unit will be.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like, we're in the process of making it. And yeah, it's going to be one of the most incredible things.
If you look at the surface of a glazed tile, you can see how alive and how it changes in the light. So it's like no two units will be the same. Even if you do the same colors, the same patterns, they're gonna, like, the light flows over it, like, and it shows ripples in the glaze like water, and you know, the individual tiles will be differently shaped, even though there's an attempt to make them exactly the same. So that uniqueness, it's like a fingerprint that each unit has, which I think will special.
And it will be like a bit of a jewel in a space.
It will definitely be that,
like a piece of jewel. That's what's really something about it.
What's the long-term plan? What's the ultimate dream for Kalki Ceramics?
This is an evolving discussion between the two of us. So I think from my side, because I don't want to speak for Nin, but I believe we'll always we'll always be involved in the act of creating and the act of making. So be it as architects, be it as product designers, be it in the manufacturing field, we will always strive to best express ourselves through design. The structures around that, whether that be in the form of Kalki Ceramics, Studio Kalki, which is our architectural and product design practice, or as individuals, I think the way forward is to maybe just growing in scale, maybe just increasing our capacity and our knowledge in terms of what materials we're using, what materials we can use. We're very strongly, proudly South African. So it's always all about sourcing everything locally, sourcing everything here, but going global. And I think the Cloud SA platform through the Nando's Hot Young Designer competition enables us to go global with our product.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations again on your award. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Nikhil and Nindya from Durban and owners of Kalki Ceramics recently announced as the overall winners of the 2022 Hot Young Designer Talent.